What's up guys, just have a quick news update video for you. Bandai have posted on their official site what they have decided to do with regards to SS3 and Legendary Flute as well. So this is their statement. So they basically just start by thanking everyone for their support, and also just a quick recap about what they decided on the 18th of July about placing SS3 on the watch list. So they continue. Since that time, Colossal Warfare was released and regional tournaments have been held in some countries around the world. We've received deck lists from top ranking players and observed several high profile tournament matches in person. Heightened Evolution SS3 Son Goku has been included in around 50% of decks, including the dominant tier 1 decks. However, not all of the tournament winning decks included the card in question. Now this is quite interesting here. I'm not sure where they get 50% from, because if you followed my tournament reports, it's definitely been above 50% playing SS3. So they conclude, as a result, we've decided not to ban or restrict Heightened Evolution Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku, or issue any errata to the card. We are also removing it from the watch list, so at this point nothing is going to happen to SS3 at all, and they are not even looking into it. And their reasons are as follows. Though the card is extremely powerful and used in many decks, the card itself is not powerful on its own, and merely falls into the same category as other easy to use, useful cards. Interesting that they don't actually give any examples of other easy to use, useful cards. The second reason, meta cards like Force Ejection Marseille from the Ultimate box will only become more plentiful going forward, resulting in an environment where the card is easier to counter. So they're going with the Shigesh Konoha route here, that they're going to fix problem cards by releasing counters to them. I'm not sure if this is a good way to move forward with this. Maybe they're trying to shift the Ultimate box stock, I don't know. But for me personally, I think it's better for them to bring out well-designed cards and well-tested cards rather than just releasing counters to problem cards that they may have. Issuing errata or restricting / banning SS3 Goku will cause tier 2 decks with Hirudegan to take its place. The fundamental issue will remain. Now in some respects I agree with this. Mecha Freezer was a problem, and once that got taken away, eventually SS3 now has become the problem. And yeah, if SS3 becomes unplayable and nothing else changes, then yeah, Hirudegan probably would be a very dominant deck in the meta. So I kind of agree with their reasoning here, although I'm still not sure that I agree with the action that they have taken. They continue, however, there are clearly a few deck types more capable of winning than others in the current environment. We feel it necessary to promote the number of deck types capable of performing at a tournament level. We've concluded that the backbone of these more powerful decks is Flute. Almost 100% of decks running blue leaders also play Flute, usually in the early game with cards that control life totals, allowing players to fill their hand with cards and awaken quickly. Now here we're touching on the debate of whether we want leader diversity in the game or whether we want deck diversity in the game, and it seems like Bandai are in the camp of wanting deck diversity, so having a more splashable strong leader like SS3 will bring different cards and different deck builds into the game and into the meta game, even though it does restrict the amount of leaders that are out there. We believe that this card, Flute, is responsible for speeding up the game and making blue leader cards dominant compared to other colours. As such, we have made the decision to restrict the number of copies of the Legendary Flute players can include to 1 per deck starting September 21st. So now it seems that they feel blue leaders are the issue, and blue leaders are too strong compared to other colours, and Flute is the card that has contributed to this, so they've limited Flute. We don't believe the card's effect itself is dangerous enough to warrant issuing errata or banning the card. The issue, as we see it, is the number of copies players can include in decks. By changing the number of times players can use the card and at what time we think the card will arrive at the power level we originally anticipated. Our hope is that limiting the card to 1 copy per deck will also result in more decks using non-blue leader cards. Additionally, by weakening the aggro decks currently dominating the environment and allowing room for more mid-range decks, we expect games to last longer, leading to more decks capable of competing at a tournament level. We know many of you have enjoyed using the card and we want to apologise. This decision is intended purely to create a better overall game environment and we ask for your understanding at this time. So one of Bandai's reasoning for not touching SS3 is because it's an easy to use card which brings many decks into the metagame, and I think we will agree that having a greater deck diversity is better for the game. And at the same time they also see that the blue leaders have been absolutely dominating all the events, and therefore they have looked at that and they feel that Flute is responsible for speeding up the opening plays that the blue leaders can utilize, and they are trying to, in a sense, neuter the blue leaders so that we get more color diversity as well. Now what they're wanting to do in creating more deck diversity and more leader diversity is, I believe, the correct thing to do. But whether this is the right way to go about it, I'm not so sure. But then at the same time, I don't really have any alternatives, and I think we just have to trust that Bandai actually has done their research this time, that they have spoken to top players. I know that some players have said they sat down with Bandai at Gen Con and discussed things, so hopefully Bandai have really thoroughly taken all the feedback into consideration and have taken the appropriate action. Now let me know what you guys think. Please leave your thoughts and views in the comments below. Do you think this is good? How do you think the meta is going to shape after Flute is at 1 and SS3 not being touched? And again, it seems that the UK is going to have another slightly different format. We never had the Mecha Set 3 format that was rampant over in North America, and we're not going to have the Storm format here when Set 4 is released. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we come up with over here. And but yeah guys, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave your comments below, and remember to sub for more content. I will see you guys next time.